Hey everyone, it's David here with another episode of the Daily D, and today's topic is expectations versus appreciations. Now, I learned something a few years back from one of my mentors early on. His name is Tony Robbins, and one of the things that he really pushes on is that many times we go through life expecting certain outcomes, right? Expectation means we want something to happen. We expect it to happen. And we don't get that, we get something else. And typically it might be something we don't want. And so when we get our unmet expectations, that typically puts us in a place of, well, let's call it anger, frustration, stress, anxiety. These are things that happen when your expectations aren't going to be met, right? When something doesn't happen the way you want it to happen. The raise doesn't come, the check comes in late, your child doesn't get what or doesn't act like you want them to, time passes too fast, you get a flat tire. I mean, you can go on and on and on about all the things that could go wrong and that you expect not to go wrong, right? Nobody plans for a flat tire. Nobody plans for, for the rain for their wedding. There's going to be things in our lives that are not going to be the way we want them to, and those are called unmet expectations, right? And when we think about these unmet expectations in our life, what really challenges people today is, do you fall victim to believing that everything is supposed to go right? And if you do fall victim to that, then you're going to have a very, very bad life. Really, you're going to be upset all the time, stressed out, frustrated. But if you really think about this, right? Let's rephrase this. If you change your expectations and find something to appreciate in the situation, what we call appreciations, things definitely change. So let me kind of give you what I mean by this. So let's say you get up, you're about to go to work, you get in your car, and all of a sudden you hear something, you realize that your tire's flat. And so you're already running late, or you were just about to be on time, and you're really frustrated, and you're like, crap, what do I do? And you're trying to find a ride, or find an air tank, or look for a hole, or figure out how you're going to get to, the tire shop. You got all these things going through your head. And, you get pissed off, and then you get in an argument with your significant other, and you yell at your kids, and you get all frustrated because things aren't going your way. That's called unmet expectations. And because you have those unmet expectations, you get frustrated, right? And so things may happen around you, you let it impact you, and you might have a negative day, you might have a bad day because of it, because you allowed that to take you. Now, let me tell you what you could do. You could turn that expectation into an appreciation. See, there are people that would be walking to work today. There are people who would be taking a bus. There would be people who didn't even have a car to work. And do you believe that they wish they had a car? I mean, do you believe that they wish they even had a tire? You see, that's the difference. When you appreciate what you have instead of getting pissed off about the expectation, right? When people have let's say I used the wedding as an example earlier, somebody's having a wedding and it starts raining that same day, and the bride and the groom are all upset, and we were going to have it outside, and it's all messed up now, and what are we going to do, and how are we going to do it? Instead of appreciating that they're still together, they're still going to be loved, there's still a lot of friends and family who are going to gather to celebrate, there's still something to appreciate in the world. And one of my rules in life is always see the good in every bad. Always find the lesson in every challenge. And the lessons that we learn typically come from unmet expectations. And once we understand that, what happens for all of us is life becomes easier to bear. We don't get so upset about things. We're not always frustrated. Life becomes more peaceful. And so I challenge you today to take some of your expectations, and when they're not met, turn them into an appreciation. Learn how to appreciate what you have, because there's that old saying or adage, right? You never appreciate what you have until you don't have it anymore, or until you lost it. Well, that really happens when you don't think about appreciating the things that we do have. And so expectations versus appreciations is something that, well, fundamentally you should really get, and you should teach your children and your friends and your significant other, because every time you're not happy, anytime you're not happy, you are now putting yourself in a position to be frustrated, stressed out, and have all these emotions, and then it impacts the world around you. So just find a lesson. I recently, let me just give you a story so you guys can understand the severity of, or how, not severity, I guess the commitment level that I have. You see, recently I was charged on one of my accounts a little bit more than I'd like to be charged from one of my electricity companies for a business, and it was close to $5,000, very close. And I was very upset that day, and I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this is it. This is stupid. I mean, I was really frustrated, and then it hit me. My rule came in. I said, what can I learn from this? What beauty can I find in this? What lesson can I learn from this? And so I stepped back and I said, well, look, $5,000 is gone, and maybe I'll get it back, maybe I won't. That's okay. But here's what I do know. I work really hard, and I push really hard into the world to make money and to do good things, okay? And $5,000, I'm blessed to be able to pay that $5,000 and not be hungry. I'm blessed that I can still operate my business. My team still gets to make and get paid, right? Make money and get paid. Our business still gets to keep the doors open. Man, I'm blessed, right? And so there's the beauty in that. And the lessons can come in different ways, right? I could tell you some of the things I would do, but I learned a lesson and I found the beauty. And once I did that, that expectation of me not losing money went away. And I'm not happy about it still. I'm not going to tell you I'm excited about it, but I'll tell you this, I could deal with it. I could bear the challenge, and now I can go on. And this happened over a week ago, and I'm totally fine. Life's going good for me. And I want everybody to understand that is truly finding the appreciation in everything you do. And you can do that in anything. You can do it in a relationship. You can do it with money. You can do it with your health. You can do it anywhere. Just know this. Don't ever try to just live based on expectations. It'll never work. So learn to appreciate the things you have. Just, learn. All right. So I want to say I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but more importantly, freedom. Have a great day, guys.